Wow, look at that. I'm in French bakery. I'm getting my walnut bread. There you go, you got baguettes, walnut bread, soda bread. You got sliced white bread, toasting bread, raisin bread, egg bread, croissant. The croissants here aren't very good. Baked the day before, they're not fresh. There we go, there's our other pastries. So when I come here, I always make sure I check on the walnut bread to make sure it's crispy. Sometimes it's a little bit doughy, soggy. It's 200 peso, but the best bread you can get from French bakery is the one at Abrisa. Abrisa Mall does really nice cookies, does really nice fresh bread. You can actually see the chef behind in French bakery cooking all the food. Very good. But I'm not going to go to French bakery today because the roads are all flooded. There we go. My day in Davao. I buy walnut bread because I'm going to have that tonight with a slice of ham and some tomatoes to go with my ham and tomato sandwich with Dijon mustard. Oh, hello. So she's shouting at me from over there because she wants me to go and pay. Okay, so in the rain, ulan, on a Saturday, on the balcony, because I'm not going out, mainly because I find it difficult when it gets dusky to turn around and see the boulders and the rocks and the trip hazards. But hey ho. Anyway, there's been a couple of vlogs on YouTube and on TikTok over the last couple of weeks, and they just keep cropping up on my channel. They just keep cropping up all the time on my channel. And I delete them and then they keep coming back. They delete them and they keep coming back. So I don't know what the algorithm is doing on those two channels, but it just annoys me. It's about what Filipinos are looking for from a relationship in the Philippines. And I think it's predominantly about foreigners. Yeah, that's what I can gather. And they've got these young people turning around and saying, well, what are you looking for? And they, in a microphone up against a young, good-looking Filipina with about 4 or 5 of her friends in a mall, maybe in Cebu, maybe in Manila, maybe here in Davao, maybe in Cagayan, maybe in Butuan, maybe in Tarlac, maybe in Naga, wherever, yeah. And they turn around and say, oh, I'm looking for a relationship 50-50. Okay, 50-50. What does 50-50 mean? What does 50-50 mean in a relationship? I don't really understand that. And then they turn around and ask another question. Oh, is it love? Is it money? And then the girl comes back. Money. Well, it's always going to be money, isn't it? It's not going to be love. Yeah. You're talking to somebody, you know, and this is what annoys me. I've been here for 10 years. Okay, I've got my relationship. It doesn't run perfect all the time. Yeah, it doesn't run perfect all the time. It's about give and take, and it's always about good-looking females sitting there. I never see anybody asking a man, "What are you looking for in a relationship?" Yeah, you know. Don't see any questions like that being offered to a man. You know, a Filipino. What are you looking for in a relationship? Well, I'm looking for a really curvy, sexy, attractive woman with loads of money that can look after me for the rest of my life and pay all my gambling debts. Somebody that can turn around and pay for all of my red horse. Somebody that can give me a motorbike. No, I don't see any of that. It's all very clickbait, chickbait. Yeah, it's a young Filipina, and don't take this the wrong way, who doesn't have a good vision of life. I mean, the girls that I speak to, and I was speaking to some girls today at lunchtime, asking them exactly the same question that was being asked, and the woman turned around and said to me, "I'm looking for respect. I'm looking for somebody that's hard working, that can be family orientated." What about she's looking for a Filipino man that's going to be money? Whether it works out, I don't know. Whether it turns round and becomes a long-term relationship. I know lots of Filipinos and Filipinas, their relationships after about 8 or 9 years go like that. Because the Filipina doesn't want to be cheated on, but the Filipino wants to have a partner and a bit on the side. Yeah? And that's the same if you're a foreigner. The foreigner, the Filipino wants the foreigner with the money and the, ATM, okay? And they want maybe a bit on the side. Yeah, they might want to go out and have a little bit of fun with their friends. And when I first came to the Philippines, many, many years ago, I was going out with a Filipina, or should I say, I was trying to go out with a Filipina, and every other day it was about money for her family. So the girl you're looking for, or should I say, the boy you're looking for, because you might be gay, you might be a homosexual, it might be a lesbian, whatever. Whoever you're looking for as your partner brings baggage. And it's working with that baggage to get a relationship. It's not perfect. Life is not perfect. Don't think it is. Don't think you wake up every day and it's all smiley, 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 smiley. No, you've got to go through he or she might be grumpy. He or she might need 10 cups of coffee to kickstart their life. They might need a bottle of Jack Daniels, or they might need a Red Horse to turn around and get themselves up in the morning. Yeah, they might need to put a face mask on and get their clothes ready to go out and see the world. They might be very introvert. They might be very extrovert. They might be very, very slim. Remember, if you're going out with a man or a girl, a boy or a girl, and they're 19, 20 years of age, they're going to be curvy-worthy. What are they going to look like when they're 35 or 40? They're going to look round. They're going to look wrinkled, creased faces. Look at me. I look totally different now than when I looked 18. Yeah? I look totally different. I had more hair then. I had blonde hair. I didn't have grey stripes. I didn't have this Mohican haircut. Yeah, I wasn't a cynical, grumpy old man. Yeah, so there are these vlogs that are coming out. What are you looking for in your boyfriend? And foreigner is prevalent in all of that. And on the flip side, I see a foreigner in Siargao running around, but never running around with Filipinos, always running around with European or Western style women that are here on holiday. So he's getting his rocks off on going out with white European, American, girls that are on holiday here. After 2 weeks, they move on. So he then turns around and has this constant flow of girls coming through his life. Great for him, no problems at all. But remember, he's not actually doing any harm to the local Filipinos or Filipinos. He could be gay for all I know. I don't really know. I just look at him and I think to myself, yeah, his virtues are that he goes out with Western women, but he lives in the Philippines, travels in the Philippines. Yeah, but they're the things. But yesterday there was 4 girls, all in the mall, and I would say they were all under the age of 18. And the question being asked by maybe their friends to get clickbait and Marites and Chica, what are you looking from your foreigner? Well, foreigners that come here are usually in their 40s, 50s or 60s. They're retiring, they're getting to the end of their life. So trying to find a Filipina or a Filipino, depending on your sexuality, becomes easy if you got money. If you don't have money, it don't become easy. But as I said, this friend of mine, his girlfriend, every couple of days used to turn up, and it was, mum needs money, or need money for this, need money for electricity, need money for food, need money. The father was a drunkard. Was a drunkard. Every day, come home at 4 o'clock, drink until midnight, chica with his friends in the local barangay, get up in the morning, go to work, come back in the afternoon, and that was his lifestyle. His lifestyle. The mother was cooking and, you know, getting the stuff together and feeding the family. And then the daughter was working in a mobile phone shop in Jumar. And the guy I know met her, and they started a relationship, but it didn't last very long. Yeah, it didn't. It was all based on a shallow relationship. It wasn't based on character. It wasn't based on family ethics. It wasn't based on family code. It wasn't based on respecting each other. Because in a relationship, there's two of you, and if one is being seen as the local bank and the other one, it becomes dismissive of just continually giving him money. Well, it's not a relationship. You might as well go and get a woman of the night, mightn't you? You might as well go and pay for sex, get that off his shirt, off his system, go home and do what he's doing. I mean, you know, I've got another friend, and his girlfriend is always complaining that her partner is online all the time, talking to people online. She's talking to all of these sexy, attractive Filipinas online. But they're all asking for one thing. Oh, I'll meet you, but I don't have any bus fare. I don't have any... And he's on, you know, he's on these dating websites, and well, that's a minefield in itself, because everything that's on a dating website is just a lie. Yeah, you know, they turn around and say, "Where do you live?" "I live in Davao," and you start talking to them because you live in Davao, and then you find out that they don't live in Davao, they live in Cagayan de Oro, or they live in Dumaguete, or they live in Iloilo. Well, how are you going to turn around? How are you going to... Well, you can come and see me. I don't have any money. Oh, okay. Because the dating websites here charge the man to turn around and talk to the girl. That's how it works. It's $5 to turn around and do a reply. The girl doesn't pay anything. So you got to ask your question, is it really the girl talking to you when the girl is in another region of the Philippines? Yeah. So I do get annoyed when you've got these people, you know, youngsters today turning around and saying, what are you looking for in your partner? And family doesn't come into it, respect doesn't come into it, children doesn't come into it. It's normally 50-50, money, house, car. Oh, well, can you afford any of that? Well, no, you can't. And the person that's standing in the mall, that's around 19 years of age, who earns 500 peso maybe a day, yeah, might be less than that, yeah, they'll struggle to maintain 15,000 peso a week or a month. He's going to afford a car. The other thing I find very strange, and I've mentioned this before, you don't find rich women. Yeah, you don't find solicitors, lawyers, doctors, head teachers on dating websites. You don't find them walking around in the mall asking questions, what are you looking for a foreign... 9 times out of 10, they're not looking for a foreign partner, because they're happy with their life in the Philippines. They don't want to get out and go to America. They don't want to get out and go to Europe. They don't want to get out and go to Canada. They don't want to get out and go... It's only the people that are working in call centres and below that are looking to improve their life. And maybe that should be the question. What do you want from a foreigner to improve your life? A baby? better job, travel, education, healthcare. I don't know. But as I said, I'm getting loads of these from TikTok, and I'm getting, 8 or 9 a day coming from YouTube. It does annoy me. It does annoy me. But anyway, that's down to YouTube trying to generate more cash and more advertising. But anyway, I'm going to go inside. I've had my waffles. You've seen my lunch today. Nice, healthy lunch. I do like that panini at Cafe Gervasio. And spoke to the people in Cafe Gervasio. The men, he's got a girlfriend, looking for character. He's not looking for appearance. He's not looking for... He wants somebody that he can live with and get on with. The girl, she's got a boyfriend, but she's looking for respect, and she's looking for family. Yeah. All the others, and there was 8 or 9, all similar. And then when I went to Mal in Tea and Coffee Bean, very similar. The questions. Not one of them turned around and said money. Not one of them turned around and said, they're looking for a foreigner. They would prefer not to have a foreigner, because people look at them that you can't find a boyfriend or a girlfriend, depending on what your gender realignment is, whether your sexuality is homosexual, lesbian, or woke, whatever it is. You can't find somebody from your own culture to go out with. But anyway, let me know. But relationships are not easy. They're hard, and you have to work at them. You have to be patient. That's what I do. Me and Annie have our disagreements, but you have to be patient. You have to get to the bottom of what is niggling that person, either me or Annie. You need to find out whether it's money, or whether it's respect, whether it's, the way people are looking at you. It's the way, can you live your life in the Philippines with other Filipinos? Annie's got the hardest part about it, for me, from my perspective, because she's a young Filipina and other people look at her. But I'm proud of what she's achieved. Me, I just sit there and I go, God almighty, not another load of garbage. Yeah? Who's asking for money now? I'm being a cynical Brit. Yeah, who's got their hand out? Well, it happens, and you have to live with it. Yeah? Somebody once said to me, if the person asking for money doesn't have a job, not interested in going out to work, and doesn't help anybody, don't give them anything. And I go with that. I think that's a pretty good, fair assessment. If they're not helping themselves, why should you help them? Whether you agree with it, it's up to you. But remember, it ain't your money, it's mine. Yeah, I work my arse off for it. You haven't. You're there drinking Red Horse every night and sitting there laughing chica, but you expect somebody to pay you. There we go. Now, there might be circumstances in your relationship, but is that my problem? No, is it? It's not my problem. So don't give your problem to me, because you might not like the answer. But from a rainy Saturday afternoon, take care, look after yourselves. But relationships in the Philippines are not easy. Okay, doesn't matter what people say, there is always an ulterior motive sitting in the background of the man or the woman. Doesn't matter. You say, oh no, yes there is. Work it through. Understand each other. Respect each other. Work to have a family. Work to have a relationship. Work to stay together. It's a responsibility. Respect each other. Take care. Like, share, subscribe. Take care.